Hey everyone, how you doing today? We're going to bring topic number 3, a little something special. We're going to be talking about Airbnb. This is a business I have little to no knowledge of, so I get to ask the questions, and we're going to rely on Omar to paint the vision of his Airbnb business. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So do me a
Right.
favor. Why don't you paint
Yeah,
the vision of your Airbnb business, right? When you started, what it is? Is it daily? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it vacation? Is it, what is it? And then I want to ask you some questions.
perfect. All right. So I stumbled across the Airbnb business. I bought a property kind of sight unseen just to move money around in a good location in Arizona, and and then I just kept it as a vacation house for 2 years, zero income, no debt on the home. And I'm like, it's got to be making something. It should. I hate it just sitting there. And then I'm like looking around, and it's like, okay, these people are vacation rentaling their properties. So I looked into it. November of 2019.
Mhm.
Okay. Not yeah. So November of 2019 was my first guest. And I bought the house in 2017 or 2016 or something like that for
Okay.
pennies at the time. And I'm like, okay, let's try it. That first 2 months, I was like, I just made $7,000, $8,000.
Wow.
I can't get that in normal rent. I already established a little team there to,
Yeah.
to clean the property. Cause in essence, you're a hotel room.
Yeah.
And if there's not enough vacancy in a hotel room with a small little room, most people are going to want a home
Mm.
that they can park, that they can relax. There's a pool, there's a spa, etc. And my house there at the time, or I still have it, has a pool and spa.
Okay.
And that's how I came across it. And I'm like, huh. And then my brain starts going because I start factoring in my long-term rentals of how much money I'm making per year.
Right.
Obviously, your model's $500 a month in positive, 6K clear. And I was averaging about, 75 to, somewhere 18, $19,000 a year because I bought them really cheap in
Mm.
2010. And I was like, okay, the long-term holds, those ones I'm going to keep. But these guys that are $4, 5, $6,000 a year, uh, I can make that in a month
Mm.
doing some Airbnb or vacation rentals. So
Yeah.
then that's when I started really plowing into it and figuring it out. And then I went ham and
Yeah.
I bought four.
Nice.
And I sold a non-performing asset
Yeah.
here, took a bunch of chunk of change and put it on two,
Nice.
immediately. And then one of them in 6 months made $29,000 in profit.
Jesus.
6 months. We don't get that kind of return, Michael, on our
No,
long-term holds
not at
at
all.
all.
No.
There's a lot of turnover, and this is, mind you, through 2020 July.
So that 29K, just so we're talking apples to apples, is that a
Yeah.
gross or a net number?
Oh no, that was net.
So that was net of all expenses and cleaning and
Every
Airbnb cut or whatever it is.
uh-huh. That was a
Wow.
$29,000 net number from July to December of 2020 on one house.
Well, that doesn't suck.
No, that doesn't suck at all. Maintenance wise, obviously, it's just you own a property,
Yeah.
so just figure that. But now going back and looking and saying, wow, I'm over here thinking 2 years ago,
Yeah.
2.5 years ago, I should have did this, initially, and I would have been able to buy houses a little bit cheaper,
Yeah.
But hindsight's 2020 with everybody that's out there.
So I want to let me talk about that first one real quick because
Yeah,
I want to make sure I understood that. So you bought a family vacation home,
yeah,
right?
just yeah.
So you kept it vacant. What? Not. I don't want to say vacant, but you filled it up with your family stuff,
Yeah,
right?
I just furnished it, made it look nice for my mom and dad, and that was our place that we would go to
Right.
twice, 3 times a year.
Right. And then okay. So now you go, okay, I'm going to make this an Airbnb. I'm going to make a profit out. I'm curious. Again, I've never done it, so these may be stupid questions. I'm guessing you went back to that place and you took out some personal mementos or extra valuable things or something.
Literally, it was very minimal, anyways,
Okay.
Michael. But I took everything out of the garage. The one closet I kept locked for all of the
Personal
toilet
clothes or
paper.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
for the Airbnb.
instant. Oh, okay, okay. That would you
No,
give to the cleaners so if they want to refill stuff.
exactly. They have a key. They go in. They put toilet paper, paper towels, all kinds of stuff
Got it.
extra. So I kept that. but the rest of the house itself, is ready. It's three queen beds,
So you
two
took
queen
out,
beds, and
you probably took out picture frames or pictures or
yes,
like personal stuff,
yes,
right? Okay.
yes,
Did you
yeah.
have to do anything extra to make it Airbnb friendly?
No, you know what? I just really took a cleaning to it,
Okay.
upgraded some of the vertical blinds that were broken,
Yeah.
replaced light bulbs, making
Okay.
sure it was all tip top. That's really it. Like something that you would want
Yeah.
to show up to. You
Okay.
want a hair dryer, a blow dryer,
Sure.
an ironing board, stuff like that.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So now you take really non-productive money from an investment perspective and you turn it
correct,
into a productive asset.
correct.
And so let's talk about those first three, four, five guests. Any surprises? Any, because people are people, right? Some people are clean, some people are dirty, some people tell you the truth, some people lie. I mean, any kind of crazy stories?
Yeah, there's always crazy stories, but when I first initially started with that one, I made sure it was perfect. A little keypad dial on the
Mm.
front door, so you just give them the code, they walk in, and I put a little guest book so
Oh,
people
nice.
see what the area is and how to get their Wi-Fi, all that stuff, just instructions,
Yeah.
and they love that. The first few guests were perfect.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. A month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, I get guests that didn't want to leave.
Oh,
They had a checkout of 10 o'clock, and my cleaning crew gets there at about 10:30, 11. They were still there till 2
uh,
and 2 p.m. because they had a long night. And I'm on the phone with them. I'm in a different area, and I'm like, "Hey, you guys got to leave. Like, it's a short-term rental. It's not like they're all of a sudden going to stay there
right.
because they're not from the area." So, long story short, they gave me a bad review because I tried kicking them out, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care. Give me a bad review.
Right.
Um, I want to kick you out because I had other guests coming that they check in at 3.
Right.
So it kind of made it, a little bit of an issue, but it also was the beginning of COVID.
Got it.
So they were kind of weird. They didn't, I don't know. But
Yeah. Okay.
for the most part, that one there, Michael, that first year, full first year, November 19 and November 2020, remember there's no debt on it.
Yeah.
So that was pure cash cow of like $34,000.
Nice. So I guess this is really what I want to get to because maybe Olivia and I have to look there, right? So when I think of you again as a real estate entrepreneur on this channel, you've just added another income stream. So when you evaluate assets, not only can you look at it as a buy and hold long, month to month rental, not only as a flip or not even as a wholesale. Now you can look at it as, what, do I want to Airbnb this? So when you look at it, an asset that's Airbnb possibility versus a month to month, what are the differences? Is it like Airbnb is close to water or, I mean,
Yes. Okay. So there's a distinction there. I'm not going to Airbnb in my area, even though there's some people that do it. There's
uh,
zero freaking.
got it.
There's no demand.
Got it.
So it's wherever you would gonna want to go to a vacation. Say
Okay.
you want to go to Big Bear.
Right.
Okay, that's not a bad spot because there's no hotels.
Hmm.
There is, but they get
Yeah.
booked up. Okay, Scottsdale, nice areas. Arizona, great areas. Lake Tahoe, but you're paying big money. And
Right.
in this case, ours is Arizona. Lake Havasu, next to lakes,
Got it.
and it's a destination, but it also takes, it takes a full team to get it going. Don't
Got
think you're going to go get one and then next thing you know, oh, I'm going to be positive.
it. Yeah.
No, because you're going to get put through the ringer. I've already been doing this a while with regular rentals. You as well, Michael, the process
Oh yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
So it's just adding flavor to it. Like if you wanted to show up there and be there for a couple days, what are you missing in your home?
Got it.
That's
So
what you want to,
So let me
do.
ask this final question, right? Let's go back to Omar, day zero, doesn't own any rentals. Now you have a little cash, a little scratch in your pocket you've built up. You are the entrepreneur you have all the skills. What's the first thing you buy? Do you go month to month in your area or do you go, you go Lake Havasu and start buying Airbnbs first? Do you ever thought about that?
If I did it all over again, when I first started, Airbnb wasn't around.
True. Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, knowing what I know now, and I would say the minute that vacation rental became
A thing.
available,
Yeah.
um, then I'd probably go that route in a specific area. If you're going to invest, the
Yeah.
reason why you're investing is to create a return on your money.
Yes.
Okay. And you want appreciation over the long haul.
Mhm.
Okay. I was fortunate, I'm sure you were too, that we bought in 2009 and 10 where it
Yeah.
was pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Okay. At that point, anywhere you bought, you're doing well if you kept it and you put renters in there.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. But when the market started happening, could I have been a little earlier? Sure. Could I have seen other factors and indicators about that trend? Yes. But if you don't do anything when you see a trend,
Mhm.
that's one thing. Understand that you can do it. It doesn't matter when. You supply the need. So
Yeah.
if I were to go start over, I would probably um, know the market a little bit better.
Mhm.
And 18 years ago, there was an Airbnb, Michael. So it's hard to answer that question,
Sure.
but I would still say, you know what? Real estate's a long-term game.
There you go.
So, you
Yeah.
want to have that return on your money.
Very cool, man. This is just some area that I have zero experience in. I played with a little bit. So I appreciate your information, man. Any closing thoughts?
In regards to this, just make sure that you can fund your own deal, and if there's nobody that rents out the property, you have enough money to pay that mortgage
Yeah.
in addition to the gas, water, power, electricity, Wi-Fi, all of the
Insurance.
above, because remember, it's your house.
There you go.
It's pretending you're going to live there, so you have to have all that stuff running.
Yep.
So it's an ongoing expense.
Very cool, man. Well, thank you for all you do, man. This has been a lot of fun. I always appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Michael.
You got it.